to Tpull's Corner. This is Travis, and we've got another blinking blue deck. This is Teleportation Week, so our featured magic card is Teleportation Circle, but we used Blink Dog in the last Blinking Blue video, and well, it was fun. It was a fun deck. I think I need to tweak it better, but all the other cards, all the other decks that we've done this week have been specifically using the Teleportation Circle card, so I didn't want you to think that I was skimping out on the blue deck by skipping and using a different card. It's just I got 4 copies of Blinking Dog, and I got excited and wanted to try and see how it worked out. But we're going back to the main theme, which is focusing around Teleportation Circle, and because we've used so many white cards that have the WTB, the when enter into, or the ETB, enter into battlefield effect, we don't have a lot of white cards left. We got 2 board wipes for the Doomskars, and we got the Moonblessed Cleric to help us find the Teleportation Circle enchantment. The rest is a bunch of blue cards that have these ETB effects. So here we have 4 copies of Bubble Snare to incapacitate the creatures. We have 4 copies of Giant's Amulet to give our creatures hexproof. Also, if we can't afford the full cost here, to get the Giant Wizard out as well, right? We can get both the Amulet and the Wizard out if we pay 5 total, right? But if we just put out 1 blue mana, we can get the Giant's Amulet out now. If we get Teleportation Circle out later, we can blink the Amulet and it'll prompt us to pay again. So if we can afford a 4/4 hexproof Giant Wizard later, we can get it with the Teleportation Circle. What's also nice is if they destroy it, the Amulet goes away, right? But we can just pay the mana and bring the token creature back again. So that's nice. Silver Raven lets us scry each time if we blink that. Wall of Ruins also lets us scry 0/4. Zulaport Duelist, so we can actually mill them for 2 cards every time that we blink him out. 1 Ray of Frost to tap our creatures. Not our creatures, or our opponent's creatures. 3 Cloudkin Seers. We got a lot of flyers in here because we're blue, of course, and this lets us do some card draw. Component Collector lets us tap target permanents or untap. Displacer Beast, when he enters into the battlefield, we get to venture into the dungeon, and you can pay 4 and return it to your hand as well. 4 copies of Drugger Thought Thief, so we can look at the top card of target player's library and put that card into their graveyard. 1 Eccentric Apprentice. If we do get Displacer Beast out enough and he ventures into the dungeon, we've got a couple of synergies here, right? We've got Hama Pasha, Rune Circle, room abilities of dungeons you own trigger an additional time. So the same thing happens twice. So if we go here to Displacer Beast, and let's say we chose this Dungeon of the Mad Mage, we'll, for the first one there is Yawning Portal where you gain 1 life. We'll gain 2 life if it's out and Hama Pasha is out at the same time. Okay. Now when we get to Eccentric Apprentice, we venture into the dungeon when he enters the battlefield. He's a 2/2 flyer. At the beginning of combat, if we've completed one of these dungeons, up to 1 target creature becomes a bird with base power and toughness 1/1 and flying until end of turn, which means if they have something big like a coma out, we can turn it into a 1/1 and maybe get rid of it. Sign of Stygia. When they enter the battlefield, we get to choose a target creature and tap it, and different effects depending on the die roll. Dragon Turtle, you can tap it and when it enters into the battlefield and 1 target creature an opponent controls and they don't untap. Jin Windseer enters the battlefield, you roll a d20 and you get to scry a different number of times. Firmament Sage, this is one of those day-night phenomenons from Innistrad. You get to draw a card whenever day becomes night or night becomes day. Ingaroon Eyes, when they enter the battlefield, you scry 3. So this is like our 3rd ETB effect that has a scry capability. When she dies, you draw 3 cards if 3 or more creatures died this turn. The Doomskars for board wipes. 1 Drownyard Amalgam. When they enter the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards. So this and the Duelist are the only mill cards that we really have in the deck, but we can get more mileage out of them with the Teleportation Circle. Also, 3/6, if you pay 3 mana, you can't be blocked for the turn. 1 copy of Mind Flayer, you can gain control of target creature. The fun thing with this is even though we only have 1 copy, say we take control of one of their early creatures and then they come out with an even bigger threat. If we get Teleportation Circle out, we can blink Mind Flayer at the end of the turn, let loose the lesser evil, so to speak, and have yet another chance to take control of the bigger creature that just came onto the field. So this makes for a pretty devastating combo. One Air Cold Elemental, when he enters the battlefield, you return up to one other target creature to its owner's hand, and Riddlemaster Sphinx does the same thing. The rest is the lands. We've got basically, a couple of dual lands. We've got one Cave of the Frost Giant and one Hall of Storm Giants, and then, as usual, one Field of Ruin in case they come at us with one of those type of cards that we need to get rid of. That's the deck. We're going to take it out for a spin, see how it runs. And remember, like the video, subscribe to the video, share the video with a friend, spread our word. You have full permission to take the YouTube link, copy it, paste it all over the internet, get people to come see us. Thanks. Here we go. Interesting start. Not sure how good this is going to go. We will be set up to protect our creatures pretty well. And our opponent's taking his own careful time on this very first turn. It's a very crucial turn, the whole match. He's got 8 cards. He plays a land. Brilliant! Alright, let's bring the Raven down. Let's see what else we got coming up. Another land. We'll take it. Whenever somebody dies, huh? What happens if nobody ever dies? Let's see. Let's make my Raven hexproof. And we'll bring down another one. Protect our Sage. And yeah, why not? What do we want to get rid of? I guess the Sinus, did ya? This is turning out to be a very popular card in today's meta. They're going to play very conservatively. They're just going to try and build up a bunch of troops. Okay, and since we have discard, I guess it makes no sense to hold on to anything. But I do have one character that's open for removal effects now, finally, from the enemy. They're looking over our cards a lot. Not going to do anything? Then our day flips tonight and we get to draw a card. I love it when you do nothing. That was awesome. Do that some more. Let's see what else we got coming up. Okay, I'm going to take the land because I want to get Air-Cooled Elemental out. I want to make max use of my cards, and I know he's got a bunch of stuff like... Let's see. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do that. See if he's going to block with a spawn. Just testing. You're going to do them all, huh? Okay, so we'll get rid of one Shambling Ghast. That was probably a mistake then. We should have created treasures. Unless... Oh, okay. Let's get rid of that. Alright. That is acceptable. Bingo. Get you out of the way. And we are now free to attack. And let the air assault commence. Here we get the new one and we can just get a giant. And that means everybody else can go ahead and attack. It's very strange to see black have 5 cards and have nothing to do. Oh, this is lovely. This is what we want. Give me the circle. Protect the cleric. Attack with the Windseeker, or the Windseer. We'll do a 1-for-1 trade? Come on. Oh, it doesn't want to do it. Natural choice. Really? I think you're bad at math. Let's go ahead and attack with, not you. You, and you, and you, and you. And let's see, what do we want? Oh, we want to blink you. And with that, Teleportation Circle's ability is key to helping us clinch the win. Yeah, there's pretty much nothing left for you to do. Alright. Good first outing. Good job, deck. I think I've faced Nomad before. He can be a tough opponent. Are we just white, or are we white and green? How do we want to do things? Let's start with this. He's got something else he can do. He's just always thinking about if he wants to do it or not. Alright. Just trying to keep his life under 20. So we have some room to breathe if he brings out some angels. See if he survives. Nope, he's got the enhancement. And he's got up to 27 health anyway. Gross. Okay. Let's see. We're running out of things to do here. I could have used one more land. Nice. You're winning a little bit too much for me to accept that. He's got another one just when he needs it. Fun. Okay. I need one more blue land, please. Come on. I've got blue land in there somewhere. Thank you. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, that one I'll believe you. As long as you don't have a hexproof spell. If there's a land in there, I'm taking that next. Come on, it's my turn. You had your turn. Let me play, please. Thank you. Okay, we'll take the land. We don't want to Doomscar if we can avoid it. No attacks. We need to block everything. Not everything. If he's got something that adds 2, it'll kill my Mind Flayer, but it won't kill me just yet. There we go. Okay, so he takes out the flyer with a first strike. Nice. Okay, so we'll get rid of you. And now we start to have some fun, right? What did we lose? Clearing Cathars and Cleric Class, that's good. And we finally get to start attacking. What else you got coming up? This is where the control element of the deck starts to take over. You can have another land. Double the venture, which means I'm going to get some life back. Woo! Just tripled my life total. Life is good, and now we have more that can attack. He's got to start chump blocking. He's going to take the full 17 points. Interesting choice. Yeah. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Guess if I'd attacked with everything, I could have won her for this Bubble Snare, but I just sort of always want to see what card they get next, just if there's anything that would have helped them. Like top decking a Doomscar would be awesome for you right about now. No good. You can sacrifice your guy to get rid of the enchantment. How about that? And he does it. Alright, we'll just finish it off that way. Didn't quite get the Teleportation Circle out. That's okay. Oh, this is interesting. Topographology. And he has Jace as his avatar. I'm gonna feel disappointed if there's no blue in this deck. I don't use a lot of these arena cards anymore. It feels kind of weird this far into the game, this many years, to still just be facing these decks. I do have, you know, a Riddlemaster Sphinx, but that's because of the theme that it fit into here. So let's just, actually, let me just bring down the turtle to start with. That gets me a creature and gets the tap instead of me having to spend, you know, 4 mana to get the tap, which I don't have right now. Yep, get your kicks in while you can, buddy. Okay, now only one to keep him tapped. And he might sacrifice his own creature for a draw too. But he's got that option whenever he feels like. Do I ready the Doomscar or no? Card draw. I need 2 white sources to power the Doomscar. So I got time to work on that still. I'm kind of hoping that he plays a creature land. I could use an excuse to go get a white source. Or 2 now. I kind of figured something like that was going to happen. He's got me down to 12, but he's starting to run low on ammo. And I can't cast anything, really. Okay, on defense for another turn at least. He still thinks I'm an all-blue deck, though, so we might have an element of surprise. Black usually has removal. We see he has Parasitic Grasp. Okay, he's going to get to create blood tokens now. Another circle. Okay, what do we want to do? Let's reset Malik here. And let's go ahead and attack now. It's kind of good for me, because if he's going to use those blood tokens, it means he can't have enough to transform the Bloodseeker. He's got enough mana already to power up the Blood-Soaked Reveler extra activated ability there, where I'd lose 2 life and he would gain 2 life. What else we got coming up? A white land? A plains? We will keep it. We are strictly on the defensive now. It's 24 to 12. We do have to keep that in mind. We could attack with the Dragon Turtle, but any turn now he could come up with a removal spell. Feels like he's got plenty of land to do what he wants to do. We just kind of want to lure him into a false sense of superiority, I guess you'd call it. We don't need to tap down anything with the turtle. We could blink something of his, but I think I'd rather just scry for right now. Get my battle chest in order of what's coming up. Like, for instance, we don't need a whole lot of land right now, except for maybe 1 more plains. So we can start shifting some islands to get more useful cards. Scry. He's getting flooded out. Okay, this will be fun because now we can blink and scry. He may regret throwing all that land away. He's going to need to start using more and more land the more we get the blink effects out here on the play. And we won't need to worry about getting flooded out quite so much as he was. This is actually the perfect control mechanism that we have set up. 2 circles. We can throw whatever we want of his back up, and we can check out what's coming our way. We've got just enough time to doomscar everything once we feel this board state has gotten out of control. In the meantime, we can just sort of fill up our hand with threats. This is the patient long game kind of play for this. But we'll shorten it because he doesn't have a blocker. And now we can blink the Air Code Elemental every single turn and reset him, so he won't be tapped. Yet another land. And our scry is working overtime. Four, 5, 6, 7. I still need one more plains. I might put Inga Rune Eyes down and then Doomscar just so I can get a 3-card draw out of the whole thing. Bingo. Does he have more life than when I attacked him? That's what he gets from having all this life gain. Alright, we'll take it. Still gonna get a life from bringing him back down. Gets rid of a pacify, interesting. Aha! We just found something that hit the balance, folks. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We don't count that. How about we get rid of 7 of his creatures? And 4 of ours. We don't want lands, right? We won't need lands. We get another Doomscar right away. Okay. Yep, that's fine. Then we attack with you. And then we toss over the whole table. all your triggers mean nothing. My triggers work. That's what we call value. Next, Silver Raven comes down. We get another scry. We like that. Don't need to worry about doing it again. Alright, let's try this again, shall we? Topography. Mr. uses a blue planeswalker and doesn't have any blue in his deck. And now we see why he's using all these 1 and 2 power cards, specifically so Inspiring Commander can shoot off. So, what do we want to do with that? Well, let's see what he's got. Land. You can keep your land. We will prepare for something like that later. And let's introduce day and night into the situation, shall we? Should have thought I'm going to blink the Thought Thief. I should have threw the land in the graveyard and then threw whatever else he had in the graveyard next. I'm just not afraid of him drawing land. All he's doing is cycling through it anyway himself. Okay, we can attack with you as a flyer still. And we're only going to blink one thing. Because we want to see what's coming up next in our deck. Land. Don't need land. Can we see the lands we shoved down there? Yep, 4 lands down there. That's 12. You have fun with your land. Hope he uses this now on that. We're just going to flip day to night, probably not do any spell at all. Tap his guy. Keep throwing his stuff in the graveyard and scrying. Let him feel good about building up all of his other cards again. And then we'll Doomscar. Again. Ooh, we might have to Doomscar sooner than later. Fun choice, fun choice. Yeah, throw a hero. Man, he's got a lot of lands he's coming up with. Probably did him a favor. Displacer Beast. We like Displacer Beast. And we're tapping you so we don't get any life linkers coming into play. Does he want to attack right away with the Hallowed Priest, or does he want to hold on to him? Looks like another board wipe coming up. Yep, with the Blight Priest in there, I can't stand those hits to my health. He's got 6 creatures again to my 3. Time to wipe the board and reset. He's going to easily be half the creatures in his entire deck, yes? That part didn't really matter. We will just kill everybody. Because that's kind of what I like to do. Now, he gets told priority because he has that. So we're going to have to wait every single phase, every single turn. That's all I'm going to do. We don't need to displace anything. Okay, we only have 2 Doom Scars, so the long part of the game is over. We're not going to sit and wait for his stuff anymore. We're just going to destroy him. 2 flyers, and they both pump themselves up. Nice. Okay, let's see. Do we have a flash? He's a flash. Let's do this. I don't want to have 2 flyers attack at the same time. So we're just going to make you do stuff like that. And then we can finally start attacking and bring yourself under 20 in short order. And because we have 2 circles, we're just going to blink once. But we get to remove 2 creatures at a time. And he's going to have to bring them both down with Summoning Sickness every single turn. So in order to build up any momentum, he's going to need removal against the Sphinx. Or he's going to need to be putting down 3 creatures every turn. Gets rid of 1 flyer. Probably searching for removal at this point. Exile 2 cards from my hand. Okay. Hate to give one of my flyers, but you know what? Oh, never mind. He decided he can't win. And that is what happens when we get both of our teleportation circles out. The value that it provides is just slowly but surely insurmountable. You know, you look like you're 1 year older, so, you know, maybe you're a bit slower on the draw than me. Okay, there we go. Let's see. Just to transform that, right? No, just to bring creatures back. That's the type of one that is. Okay. In that case, we'll bring the amulet down now. He's reading it. I don't think he's come across it often before. I've got to admit, I don't think that I have faced Giant's Amulet in an arena match in recent memory. Very cheap kind of hexproof type of deal. I've got another deck I'll probably show to you guys sometime. It's based on using Giant's Amulet and sticking Vigilance on everybody so that they never tap, so that they're always hexproof. Needs a little bit of setup because you need vigilant creatures and you need to get the hexproof on them. So it's not necessarily the fastest deck in the West, but when it gets going, it's good. Alright, we don't have to worry about counter spells. So, technically, we should win this game. Calling it right now. Unless I make a mistake. I was hoping for a land. That's okay. We're going to blink them again and get another card draw. And we'll have our land for next time. I wanted the land so I could hexproof them and make sure we keep them around, but it's fine. It's fine. Let's do this guy instead. Somebody's having land problems? Is that what's going on? Let's see what you got coming up. Beginning of your end step. Keep him. That's fine. And let's go ahead and hexproof him. And we'll go ahead and attack with the Cloudkin Seer. And then we'll blink them. We don't want to hexproof somebody we're going to blink, because then we'd have to pay mana just to hexproof them again. We just want the card draw right now. And we're playing poker, and they were having land problems. Alright, that's the deck. We were able to show off almost every card in the deck throughout those few games. And it worked better than I thought it would. Of course, we were going to have problems every now and then against the small swarm decks on occasion. But even then, the Doomskars might be able to save you. The cool thing about this deck is that, again, we're not overly reliant on Teleportation Circle, even though that is the main gimmick and that's what we designed everything around. We made sure to have just about every other single card involved have these ETB effects for enter into the battlefield. But we did win a game without it, so it's not 100% essential. But when we do get it, then everything really kicks into high gear, as we basically double the value of anything that we blink for the turn. And that's the hidden value that Teleportation Circle brings, and that's why when you come up against it, I would advise, out of all the enchantments that you want to get rid of, this is quite possibly one of the first ones you want to get rid of if you've got a choice of things that you need to eliminate from your opponent. Alright, with that said, hopefully you made it to the end of the video, and if you have, I think that deserves us a like. Please click a like, and come back again, because we're going to always have another new deck right around the corner at Tpull's Corner. Have a good one.